is around. Hello, happy Wellbeing Wednesday. Very warm welcome to all my friends on Facebook and on YouTube. Lovely to have you with me. I was just saying to the folks on Instagram over here that I'm always just so happy to be back in my studios, my wellbeing studios. I'm a happy rabbit when I'm surrounded by all my research and my work, and I mean, you can see a little bit behind me, of all the different things that we get up to. Hi, Amy. So Amy, my lovely digital editor who has been working from home since goodness knows when, end of March, maybe April. She's manning Facebook, so very nice to see you, not quite in real life, but nice to have you there. So as always, welcome to anybody who's new, who's not joined before. This is how it works. I have two platforms that I can work from live. So I have Facebook and I have Instagram. Now, I'm sure as you all know, Facebook we can link to, so we can provide links. So if I answer questions or talk about things or mention podcasts or mention products, then AB brilliantly will pop links onto Facebook, because then you can instantly click to access. So that works really well. And the same for YouTube. You will also be able to find the links through the upload that we do on YouTube. Unfortunately, Instagrammers, we can't link, as we know. So what we do instead is we have this thing called Linktree, which is in my bio, my biography on Instagram. If you click on that, that's the bit that's got the little picture of me in a circle. And the blue line at the bottom says Linktree, and if you click on that, it opens up a whole world of links, and the list just gets longer and longer and longer and longer as we add more and more and more and more things. So you may have to scroll down a little bit. We try and move the things up to the top that we're talking about this week just to keep it topical, but you'll find everything there. So for example, this lovely soft easy top that I'm wearing, this is one from Asquith, London. Really lovely yoga and Pilates wear, British female founder-led brand, which of course is totally who I like to support. And we get 15%, I think, with Liz Loves on any of their things. I love it. It's kind of bat wingy. It's just so comfy. Yes, of course you can do workout and yoga and Pilates and stuff in it, but you can just wear it just to be snug, like I do. And I've had this one for years actually, and I love it. So there you go. So things like that, if I talk out about, if I just throw it out there, then you will find it on Linktree, or Amy, of course, you will be able to do the links for us. So today I am really excited because it's Wellbeing Wednesday, and as such I always want to do really a shout out to another champion from the world of well-being, and I'm going to be joined hopefully on Instagram. We're going to split the screen, and I'm going to be joined by a really dear friend of mine, Kate Shapland, who is a female founder, British beauty founder. She and I go back so many years. I mean, I had a cup of coffee with her not long ago, and we were working out how long we'd known each other, maybe 30 years, both starting as baby beauty editors and journalists back in the day. And she has gone on and done great things with various brands, and her latest brand is Legology, which I love and is a genuine brand. So I thought, well, if I love it, it's got to be a Liz Loves, hasn't it? So the way it works, obviously Facebook, I can't split the screen. You may get the clickable links, but I'm afraid you don't get the split screen. So I have to split the screen on Instagram, but you will be able to hear Kate, okay? If you want to actually see her, then you're going to have to hop over to Instagram. But hopefully, if I press this little button, yes, it says that Legology has asked to go live. Waiting for Legology. This is always a very nerve-wracking moment. It's like live television. Is it going to work? Let us see. So Legology, where are you? It says that you've joined, but I can't see you. Let me try again. Where are we? Go live. Where are we? Here we go. Viewers. Legology. Are you joining as Legology, or are you joining as Kate? I'm not sure. Let's see. Legology. Let me go live with. Let's see. Hey! You're there. Oh, look, bless your heart. Kate's sitting there like this, reading her magazine.
I love it. I'm sorry I'm late to this live. I'm busy, as you can see.
busy reading the magazine. You got distracted.
Looking a bit dark here.
Yes, you need a light. I have a lovely light, which I always find helps. Bit of lippy and some nice light. But you look great. You might just want to sit back a wee bit so you can see a bit more of you. Or sit on a cushion. You're a bit low.
Yes. Hang on, I'm going to push this down. Let's see if that helps. Hold on. I'm not very good with this, Liz. You're brilliant.
Well, no, I've been doing it every day since the beginning of lockdown, virtually. So, was that your phone pinging? Because you're also going to have to turn off. You put on your Do Not Disturb.
I put that on, but
you
it still
did?
seems to be pinging.
I don't know what's pinging.
Sorry. I thought I was well prepared for this. So sorry.
It might be me pinging. Now, before we get into talking about your amazing Legology brand, which is just genius, and I'm sitting here, my studio smells so incredible because of all that lovely Sicilian lemon aroma that we'll talk about. Let's just give our lovely viewers and listeners just a bit of a bit of background chat, if you like, because I am right, aren't I? We must have met each other a good 30 years ago.
I would say, yeah.
So were you writing? You were writing for Harper's Bazaar, weren't you? Then Harper's and Queen.
I was, and at the time, it even had a different title. It was Harper's and Queen. So this is way back.
Yeah.
Yes, I started there as a lowly insect, as we all do.
Lowly insect, not an intern, an insect.
I think my main job was to clear out the fashion cupboard. That was the first job.
Oh, the perils of the fashion cupboard. Honestly, that's like a black hole, isn't it? You go into the fashion cupboard. And you days later you come out. Yeah.
It's the same with the beauty cupboard though. I discovered eventually when I got into the beauty department that actually the holder of the beauty cupboard keys was the most powerful person on the whole magazine.
Yeah. Everybody wanted the keys to the beauty cupboard.
They did. So yes, no, it was definitely 30 years ago, and I guess golden years, Liz. You know, we were so lucky.
We were really fortunate. We were very fortunate, I think, in that we were mentored by great editors, all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the likes of Leslie Kenton with Harper's. You know, I worked on Woman's Journal and, I mean, all sorts of, you know, really great titles with people who just gave you a bit of time. I mean, that's really where I learned to write because I was given the time and the resources. And then we were able to go away. You know, there wasn't that pressure that I think there is now just to kind of churn stuff out constantly. I remember we used to go on press trips the whole time. I can remember riding a donkey somewhere with you. I'm not sure where we were.
Oh my goodness, that's just come back to me.
We might have been in Tunisia or Morocco or somewhere. I'm not quite sure what that...
the Tunisian market. Oh God. We did live the high life. But you're so right. We were given more time, but also we were given more space. I mean, I remember... Amanda Cochrane, who I worked with for years at Harvard, saying, right, can you do us 3,000 words on the latest season's makeup colours? And this is words. I mean, maybe one picture if you were lucky. So 3 pages of words. And it was like writing poetry in many ways. You know, you've got the palettes and you understood what everybody was doing. It's not quite so like that anymore. It's much more visual, which is wonderful, actually.
It's great to be visual, but as you know, my background is words as well, and I love words. And I love writing books, and I love magazines, and to me, it's all about content, and that's why I love. I mean, you and I actually recorded a podcast back in the day, and you know, it's all about content. When you have a podcast, you've even stripped that right down because there are no words at all. I mean, you know, it is all just words. There are no pictures at all. You're not kind of distracted by, you know, how lovely somebody looks or not. It's actually just about what people are saying, which is the really important thing. So let us talk about Legology. So you went obviously from your early journalism days, and if anybody would like to listen to the full podcast, then Amy, I know you'll pop a link on Facebook. You can also find it if you go onto the Liz Earle Wellbeing Show podcast. Just type in Legology or Kate and Liz, and I'm sure you will find it. And that's a really good listen, because from there you went on, you wrote for was it the Saturday Telegraph magazine, the Sunday Telegraph?
I did eventually. From Harper's, I sort of stepped out into the freelance world and did as much just to earn my money. I did as much as whatever came along. So whether it was writing a piece for, I don't know, the Express or the Mail, or doing a sort of a bit of an appearance on a TV program, you did loads of that, Liz. I just did anything. I did anything to keep the quality, to keep the, you know, to do as many diverse things as I could, and to sort of earn my money. And I loved, like you, Matt, it was all about, for me, it was writing content. And then I was really lucky towards the end of my career. I was offered a column on the Telegraph, as you say, the Saturday Telegraph in the magazine. And I wrote that column for 14 years every week, and it was a beauty and wellbeing column.
Nice.
And I absolutely loved it, and it sort of all fed into what I've ended up doing now, which is the case for so many of us. You know, it became the sort of absolute seeding ground to everything that's happened beyond that. So it's almost like it was the sort of preempt to this, I suppose.
I think what's really nice, and to explain that, is that, you know, this isn't just a product range that you've just kind of, quite fancy doing or have put your name to. This is the result of 30 years of journalistic research and, you know, talking to all the beauty companies, going behind the scenes, trying, you know, billions of products for yourself. To find out what works, to create Legology, which, for anybody who doesn't know it, is just... It's called, well, this one, Cellulite, is called Salon Secret for Legs. The whole range is designed to give us trimmer, less puffy, shapelier legs. And I love your Instagram. I mean, your Instagram feed is so inspiring because you find all these amazing pictures of these incredibly elegant long legs. And I go, oh, yes.
Well, I mean, I think, like I'm sure you, a little element of aspiration never harms among the practical and the reality of life.
But you keep it real, exactly. You do keep it real. You're not saying if you rub these creams on, your cellulite's going to disappear.
No, I'm not saying that at all. And I mean, God, that's awful to say that. But explanation there. For me, what I understood about cellulite, and I know you did, Liz, and many of us did in our writing years, was that cellulite is not an issue that can be solved with a product. Okay, you need a plan. Okay, and I knew this, and I knew it for a long, long time. And so while developing the products in the best possible way that I could, and they took, I mean, a good 4 or 5 years actually to develop, with a French chemist, I was very, very aware that the sort of backstory, the bigger story to this was to be able to give women the tools, if you like, the toolkit for a lifestyle. I mean, I won't say change because that always frightens people, but a tweak. So to their
improvement. Definitely.
Exactly.
Well, it genuinely works. I'm just going to jump in there because I know lots of people are getting really excited about the products, which do smell. I've just put one on my arm. It's not meant to be for your arms, but I love it because it's a body fragrance too. It's just the most amazing, soft Sicilian lemony smell. It's like having a holiday on the Amalfi Coast or somewhere exotic. It's just delicious. And honestly, the texture is great. We do have a special Liz Loves code. Thank you, Kate and team. So Liz Loves, all in capitals, on the Legology website will give you 20% off anything, including... just for 48 hours, your plan, which we'll come and talk about, but the product code will be ongoing. So just wanted to throw that out there because I know lots of people are getting very excited. So you've actually said on the this is Airlight. Was this one of your first products, Daily
That was
Lift?
the first. Yeah,
Because it
that
says
was
here
my first.
the science behind great legs. So you are actually using ingredients that they help to smooth lumps and bumps and help remove puffiness. What is the science behind this?
Well, so the background to that product is that, I mean, it came from a very personal place. I've always suffered with cellulite since my teens, and I've always suffered with heavy legs. And I know a lot of women listening will understand that. Many women will think, what on earth is that? And until perhaps you travel, or you're pregnant, or it gets hot, you don't really know what that sort of feeling is like, that awful, draggy, heavy feeling. And so my understanding of that over the years that I researched it was that it's all connected to our lymph, which I know you talk about a lot, Liz.
Love talking about lymph.
I mean, lymph is just one of those kind of, it's just been so under-talked about for so long, and it's so key, particularly where leg care is concerned. And of course, it's linked to cellulite, so I'll talk about that a bit in a minute. But that product, Airlight, really came about because I noticed how many women had this issue with their legs, very often the lower leg, where they felt heavy, really heavy. At the end of the day,
and like puffy ankles as well, swollen feet.
Puffy ankles, puffy knees. Because
puffy
you've got
knees.
Because you've got a density of lymph node behind your knees.
Okay.
So it makes sense that if your lymph is sluggish, and the lymph gets sluggish, as you know, when we're not active. Many of us are sitting down in front of our laptops, or even just standing still in the day. You
having
get
to stand
that
up all
sense
day. Or, people who are on their feet, medical workers, teachers,
salon workers,
shop workers, exactly, restaurant staff, on your feet all the time.
Yeah, and even the wonderful cabin crew. One of the places that we sell Airlight really well is obviously in the air, is in the travel area.
I've seen this. I think I've seen this in like the British Airways travel magazine.
Yep. EasyJet, British Airways, when we all start travelling again, that is. Yeah. But I do know that those wonderful cabin crew, the stewardesses, they use this product because they are basically walking continents. They walk across the Atlantic every day and they use this, and a lot of them suffer with vascular issues.
So this is one of the things that you could start with. Would you say this is your kind of starter product, that if you wanted to get something to try and you use it, from your ankles and you move it up the leg, sweep it up the leg, and all over your hips and thighs and backside?
Absolutely. Always from your feet up. Okay. It's like body brushing. It's outer limb towards your heart. Always.
Now this, talking of body brushing, this is the Legology body brush.
Yep.
What a neat little shape that is. I love it.
Thank you.
And this is all about kind of
fit your hand.
whisking. Yeah. So you're literally brushing the skin. So you would do this. You'd have your bath or your shower maybe first thing in the morning. You'd body brush before that? Because that's what I would do before my shower.
I tend to do it after.
Do you?
I mean, some people like yourself do it before. Some people do it in the shower. And really, I don't think it matters as long as you're doing it right. And one of the things that I've noticed with body brushing, I got a bit of a bee in my bonnet about it actually, because I've noticed that it's become this sort of, I've got one here actually, it's become this sort of accessory that people think, right, with this, I'm going to get rid of my fat. No.
We're going to brush away our fat. How nice.
No. And I just wanted people to understand that this is about your lymph. This is what gets your lymph going.
Great.
And the way to use it, as you were just doing, is absolutely right. You just quick flicks up the skin, very gently. So it doesn't take long.
No.
You don't have to be there for hours and hours scrubbing away.
I mean, what I do, I'm going to stand up and do a little bit of a demo because I'm going to do it fully clothed, obviously, fully clothed. But I kind of really focus here. Yeah. Because this is the kind of the puffy, flabby bit that you want to improve, and immediately as soon as you start using something like this, you see a difference in the texture, don't you, and the tone of your skin.
Yeah, and a lot of people actually say to me, when you start addressing cellulite, if you like, or looking after your legs, and you start using this and Airlight or any of the other products, how quickly will I see a result? Yeah. And I always say, well, actually, you will see a kind of result immediately, especially if you use that. Yeah. Because it really helps. It helps not just with the lymph and the cellulite and all the movement and the energy, but also with the vitality of your skin. You notice immediately.
And also, let's take it one step further. Not just skin, but well-being. That lovely word that we all love, because the lymph is basically the body's waste disposal system. So the lymph is this milky fluid that flows all around the body through our lymph glands. We have lymph nodes under our arms and the backs of our knees and in our groin. And it has no heart to pump it around, so it relies on stimulation and movement. Exactly. That's why moving is so important, because every time we move, we're giving those little lymph vessels a boost. So we mustn't be inactive, because then it kind of stagnates and it can't clear. And of course, clearing the lymphatic system is all about improving our immune system, which is so vital at the moment. So, this goes one step beyond just let's have lovelier looking legs or softer skin or smell nice. We are actually having a health benefit here as well.
100%. And that's actually why I called it a boom brush.
A what
because
brush?
I wanted people to sort of really get the boom.
Boom.
It's a boom brush for your body. Boom.
Excellent.
Boom of energy.
I'm thinking I'd have to call it basil, like basil brush, because he said boom
basil
boom,
brush.
didn't he?
That's such a good word. That's such a good idea. I think I might have to rename it. It's the basil brush, guys.
Okay, so now tell me. So I've got my brush and I've got my lovely Airlight. So where does this fit in? Because this golden elixir is just heaven in a bottle, and it says this actually does say Cellulite. Very clever play on words there. Yeah. Salon secret for legs, targeted pro action. So talk to me about this.
Okay, so Cellulite came out a little bit later than Airlight. And the idea behind that oil was just as you've just said, it's targeted. So I put that together. It's an aromatherapy blend. Yeah, so it's got all those wonderful deep drainage oils in it. Juniper, you've got lemon, you've got your Siberian fir, eucalyptus, all those wonderful things, rosemary that help to drain. And the idea is that you just apply that to the areas of congestion. So you could apply that to areas where you feel, you've got your cellulite if you're bothered about it, or to the backs of your knees where your lymph is, on your arms. You could apply it anywhere that when you feel congested.
Up here as well, you could use it.
Yeah, 100%. And the idea is that it just helps to get everything going again. And I developed it, I called it Cellulite for a very specific reason. I mean, yes, it obviously worked. And I was like, the day I came up with that, I thought, oh, well, actually, I am so brilliant.
You are so brilliant. I love it. All hail, Kate. This is great.
Yeah. I just thought, listen, it's because the reason was it summed up what I was trying to say about cellulite, which is that it's not, I repeat, not about fat. Cellulite's about flow. It's about lightening the environment around the fat cells. So you're going to get, cellulite will occur where you have a density of fat. So your upper arms, thighs, it can be anywhere on the body. But that's basically where it's going to manifest, because what happens is the fluid gets trapped between the fat cells. So if your lymph is a little bit sluggish, you're not moving enough, drinking your water, doing what you need to do to keep it going, it gets trapped. And that's what causes that lumpy, bumpy appearance that everyone says, oh, it's cellulite, and immediately thinks it's fat. Not fat, guys.
We're getting some questions here on Instagram about lymphedema. So I know this is something that you're also really passionate about, and
Very
you've got a whole
so.
community of support around this. So if this is an issue that affects you or affects somebody you know, then sit up and pay attention, because this is really good stuff, isn't it? What you talk about.
I'm just completely fascinated by not just lipedema, but also the community. Now, I follow all these wonderful, brave, courageous ladies on Facebook, various Facebook groups and Instagram, and a couple of them have actually written blog posts for us. They find that using Airlight actually helps to bring them comfort and refreshment. So that's how I guess I've got to know that wonderful community. And they're just a wonderful bunch of women. They sort of talk about their condition, and it's basically it's a problem where very often if you've had treatment for cancer and you've had it's sort of destroyed, if you like, the lymph nodes under your arm, you might get lymphedema in your arm. So that's very often why you might get it in one arm, you might get it in one leg, you might get it in both legs, and it's where the limb puffs up. And no matter what you do, diet, whatever, it doesn't change. So you need to be much more clever about allowing yourself to feel better, comfort, nurture yourself, rather than actually fighting it. And this is why these women are so brave.
But things like body brushing, I mean, does that help with improving and improving puffiness? I mean, I found that if I get puffy ankles, for example, if I've been standing up for any long length of time, I can be quite prone to that, and actually, particularly if I'm not drinking enough water. So it's about incorporating all these strategies, isn't it? So, what I love about what you're saying, Kate, and with Legology, it's not just about buy this cream and rub it on. It's about, yes, this will help to support and to encourage, and it'll improve texture and tone and all of those things. But, it is about the body brushing, the water, the exercise, and this little thing. I did think when I first looked at this that you'd sent me something gynecological that you weren't supposed to.
Yes, we've all had that laugh, Liz, don't you worry. Every time it comes out. But this...
What is this?
Well, it's a little bit like that body brush in that you get, limited use with it. You don't have to use it too much, but you get big results. This is a vacuum cup. It's like a lot of alternative therapists use these cups.
So this is like cupping. So when you have cupping therapy.
Exactly, but it's flexi as opposed to glass. And I think a lot of those alternative therapists use the glass cupping to draw out toxin. This is about squeezy, so you squeeze it together. And then you place it on the area, on your skin. So it would be your legs or it could be your arms. And then you release it, and you'll notice that the skin...
Yeah, it goes up.
You haven't got enough fat on there, love.
I have got a few fatty bits, but I'm not exposing them, I can tell you. Okay, so that has pushed it up. Yeah.
And then what you do is you just push it like this.
There's more fat on that side.
There you are. And then you just push it up your arm or up your leg. And the idea behind this is it's best to use it with cellulite. Yes, you want to put some oil on first.
Okay.
Otherwise, it can be a bit uncomfortable. But the idea is that it helps to take your lymph along, so it helps promote the lymph. Okay.
Nice.
Again, it's not breaking up fat. It's just helping to promote the lymph.
The lymph.
So, the lymph, the network as you know, it just runs underneath the surface of your skin, and it's really very delicate. You know, you can damage it really easy.
It doesn't take much, does it, actually, to stimulate it? You know, when you have lymphatic drainage massage, or yes, like that, and the smell is so great. You know, when you have lymphatic, even just around the eyes, so when you get puffy eyes, you know, just doing this really gentle little massage, you're draining into the lymph nodes that kind of go down here and flow down, you know, to here. It's
exactly.
That stroking, isn't it? It's getting the lymph moving again so that it
This
clears.
is so true. And also, I mean, manual lymphatic drainage therapists, as you say, that is a very, very gentle massage.
But it's very precise.
It's just stroke.
Yeah.
Very precise.
Yeah.
Very precise.
Pushing. So
yeah.
interesting. So, and that comes, there are videos of how to do it. This is called squeeze therapy for legs.
Yeah. And so all the information on how to use it is on our site, and we also send those little cards out to show people as well, because I think sometimes you need to be able to see, you know, how to use it, and it takes a little bit of practice, but women love them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so going to be trying this in the comfort of my own home without the phones on.
That's the way.
Tell me about your 3-point plan, because this I've got here, this tells you all about the 3-point plan. So this was tested by 20 women for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Ranging between the ages of 28 and 63. And it's the results were just amazing for shaping up and for helping to shift cellulite.
They really were.
Like, you've got before and after pictures that you can have a look on the website, actually, really.
Yes,
really
they're all on the website. And the thing about our before and afters is that they are all real. They are 100%. You can see that they're real. Yeah. And the thing about that was that I mean, what happened was when I developed the plan, which I sort of was working on last year and then was able to bring to fruition at the beginning of this year, I realised that with a website and with all this new technology, you can share this information with people now. It's not that you've just got the product to sell. You can share the information as well that people can do for themselves. So that's what I wanted to do. So then I thought, okay, I've developed this plan. It's all the knowledge that I've learned over the years that I've been writing about beauty, health, and the things that have worked for me. I'm going to just put this all in one place so that people can access it. And then I thought, okay, but before I do that, I think I better just make sure that that it does work. Okay. Yeah. So I think we asked, I don't know how many ladies, but in the end we ended up with 20. All around the world, as you say, different ages, different sizes, shapes, you name it. They came forward, and I think it was just at the beginning of lockdown. And they did what we call the Cellulite Challenge. So we sort of set up this proper real trial for real ladies to try out what we were advising. Yeah. And so they set off to do it. We gave them a private Facebook page, and they all chatted on there. And they have become, I mean, they're like the DNA to my brand now. And seeing the community that developed between them and the questions that they were asking me took me right back to my Telegraph days and the letters and the emails I used to get from people asking, you know, really very straightforward questions about cellulite that I'd never read before. I'd never read answered, or I'd never seen beauty companies giving that kind of information out. No. And it was truly wonderful to see them talk about it. It actually made me cry on a couple of occasions because I know it sounds silly, but I felt, I absolutely got, I mean, if I hadn't already, why I had done this product and done this brand, it was to be able to bring that proper, inclusive story, that regime, if you like, to women.
There's nothing like it. It's like my community's here, you know, and I can see all the chat that's going on live as we chat here, and we share information and we exchange views, and there's a whole network on Facebook, there's a whole other network going on Instagram, and it is about bringing that knowledge and just sharing. And you know, there's just so much doom and gloom and bad news that it's nice to just take a moment out to talk about other things, but things that are adjacent to that, in that they can help, you know, with our well-being and the way we look and feel, and, you know, overall vitality, which is so important. So before we finish, I really want to talk to you about the smell, because these do not smell therapeutic, in that they're not, you know, they don't smell like medical. They smell like unbelievably expensive, really finely crafted fragrances. I mean, I wish everybody could just, reach through and smell it, especially, I have to say, the Airlight, which I love. And I love, you do a tinted version of this, don't you, for when you're bare-legged?
Yeah.
I love that
we
too.
do a Sunlight. It's just the same, but it's got a hint of colour, which is wash off.
It's wash off. I love it. I mean, if I go bare-legged, ever, then I wear Sunlight. I absolutely love it. It just, it doesn't stain my legs, but it just evens out a little bit of skin tone. And, I've got very pale legs. I wish they were a little bit darker, but it just gives them just that little bit. So no matter what skin tone you are, it just works, I think, with pretty much every skin tone, doesn't it? Just to help even and smooth, and it just gives you a bit of a gleam. It's really, really lovely. But tell me about the fragrance, because this, it is just, how did you come up with it? Because it just smells so good.
I just knew, one of the things I knew about leg care, but certainly Cellulite, is that it is one of those things which not just requires a plan, so a change to your lifestyle, but also you need to be using things frequently to get results.
Yeah, you do.
And I felt that in order to do that, you had to love. You've got to love what you're putting on. Yeah. You've got to know that you're going to put it on, feel uplifted by it as soon as you put it on. Yeah, know that it's going to absorb quickly, so you can put your jeans on or your tights, whatever, and go. Yeah, yeah. And I just thought about, what is it that really uplifts me? What would I want to wear, put on my skin on a cold February morning that would just send me out feeling better about life? And I thought, it's holiday. It's that holiday bubble smell. And really, that's the best way to describe this scent. It is, as you say, so rightly Sicilian, Amalfi lemons. And I was very, very insistent on that. Not just any lemon.
Not just any old lemon.
And I went to that fragrance house, Robertet. Do you remember we used to sort of talk to them?
I spent many a happy day down in the south of France, in Grasse, at Robertet.
I remember.
I mean, when I was at Liz Earle Beauty, we used to do a lot of our early fragrance development work down there. Amazing. And they used real, proper essential oils and perfume ingredients, not so much on the synthetics, but just really making sure that the quality is really, really fine fragrance quality.
Yeah, totally. And it's so key, because you don't want, as you know, you don't want to be followed around by a scent all day that overpowers you. So it's just this sort of hint through the day.
Of loveliness.
And that's all you need, really. And so it is lemon, really, essentially. Lemon I said, when people say to me, describe the scent, it is a holiday bubble scent, but it could be the south of France. Mm-hmm. It could be Italy. It could be Los Angeles. You could be staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel, or you could be driving down, California highway, listening to Burt Bacharach. It's got that vibe.
I love it. I really, really love it. So at the moment, if you use Liz Loves, you get 20% off any of these lovely products, which is fabulous. So thank you, so generous. And for 48 hours, so that's where you've got a little bit of a time sensitivity, also including that amazing plan that you talked about, and then you join that community, and amazing.
Join us.
Varicose veins, just before I go, I'm going to leave you with a non-glamorous question. Things like varicose veins, how do they play into all of this? Is it safe to use with that?
They play into, we can't obviously, our remit is not varicose veins, however, we can comfort, just as we can with lipedema, and we can alleviate the heaviness that comes with varicose vein issues or vascular issues. And actually, Professor Mark Whiteley, who I know you know, is one of another great mentor, and he's taught me so much about vascular, pretty much everything I know. And he's actually going to come on board as one of our experts going forward, because I know women have so many questions around vascular health. And again, you rarely read about it. You rarely read the sort of solutions. So lots to talk about there.
Great. Well, there's loads on your website, and thank you so much. Thank you for splitting the screen and joining me today. It's really been lovely to chat. And do hop over to the Liz Earle Wellbeing Facebook page if you get a chance, because I know there are lots of questions and things going on over there as well, so I'm sure people would love to hear from you directly.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Sending you lots of love.
See
you in real life soon, I hope. Bye.
I know. Coffee, please. Bye.
Bye. Now, I have to be very careful here. Excellent. So Kate has left the building, but I'm still live on Instagram. That's good, because that's always the worry. Victoria, you are late on Facebook. You've just missed it. You're going to have to watch it. Luckily on Facebook it does stay up, so you'll be able to re-watch it. Wasn't she great, Kate? That's what I love is about having real experts who are so knowledgeable about their field. They really are passionate. And for her, you know, as she explained at the beginning, she has always had issues with heavy legs and just wanting to get that lightness and bring all her knowledge together into something that is multitasking. Honestly, I wish you could smell it, because I would just use it as a body cream because it's so great. But the fact that it's going to help with puffiness and things as well is really good. So before I go, I am going to just hop over here onto my questions. Thank you, Amy, for sending me lots of questions about HRT and menopause, which I'm actually going to save for Friday, because I've got some news to share with everybody on Friday, and I'll be talking to the wonderful Dr. Louise Newson. Just a very quick one here. This was from Helen on YouTube, so I hope you're watching, Helen, to hear the answer when this goes up on YouTube, saying, my doctors offered me HRT tablets, said it was better to start with a low dose. Do periods stop if taking HRT? Well, lots of issues in that very small question. HRT tablets, they work perfectly well. You will find statistically that the safer form is transdermal, so that's gels and patches and sprays. Not to say that tablets are unsafe. The risk is very, very, very low of causing any issues, but tablets are not recommended if people are prone to migraine or have high blood pressure or have had a history of thrombosis or DVTs. You can use transdermal HRT because it bypasses the liver, it goes through the skin. It's when you start getting clotting factors with the liver, that's where the issue is with tablets. So that's the first thing. Starting with a low dose, well, it used to be that doctors were advised always prescribe the lowest dose for the shortest possible time. Well, we now know that that's wrong and that evidence isn't there. So that's probably where your doctor was coming from. You need the right dose for you that alleviates your symptoms. So if you need a lot of estrogen because you're very depleted, then that's what you need. It's not a question of, just how little can I get away with. It's how much do I need to help my symptoms. So you may like to take a read of my e-guide. I've got an e-guide called The Truth About HRT. And I answer a lot of questions in there. It's a very specific guide all about HRT because, as you guys know, there's always so many questions. There's always somebody new coming in here and wanting to know more, and that's just a very, very good resource. It's digital, it's an e-guide, and what I like about that is you can click links to find stuff. So I click links, for example, to the NICE guidelines or to other websites. So I would recommend that. Do periods stop if taking HRT? It doesn't really affect them. No, you can have, if you have daily, once your periods have stopped and you're taking progesterone, you take that daily. If you are still having a monthly bleed, then you would have a break. But anyway, it's all, you'll find all the prescribing guidelines, and there's also lots, of course, on Menopause Doctor, Dr. Louise Newson's website, which is menopausedoctor.co.uk. And if you just type in the word easy, you'll see that a whole thing comes up, which is the easy prescribing guidelines, and she actually wrote those for other GPs who needed guidance. But of course, we as patients can read that as well or share it with our GP. Now, just before I go, I wanted to share really quickly, we have on the website now, we have put single copies of our current issue. So as you know, we're not in retail anymore, so you can't just pop out to the shops and pick it up. You have to subscribe. And I think for many of you, if you've not seen it before or not looked at it, you might think, I'm not sure I want to really subscribe because I'm not quite sure what the magazine is all about. So we do now have single copies. Obviously, it's much cheaper to subscribe, but if you want just the one copy, we do have some loaded onto the website. And also, if you are super quick, I was able to do a very simple bundle of some back issues, but there are like a dozen of them. So really, if you want these, they are 3 autumn issues from previous years. We've just got a few that I found in a box down on the farm, and I thought, you know what, I'll put them together as a pack of 3 because then it's just one postage and packing, so it's much easier. So they are, in case you want to know, they're autumn 2016, autumn 2017, and autumn September, October 2019. Okay, so that's the one from 2019. This is the one from 2016. It says free Super Skin Moisturiser on the cover. Sadly, that offer expired several years ago, so don't expect that. But you have got over 30 recipes in this one alone. So, I mean, there's masses and masses of recipes. I think 47, there's like over 50 recipes for autumn. And then this one, this is a lovely issue. This is 2017, and this talks about, well, actually it's got quite a lot of menopause information in here. And autumn glow, feel energized and less stressed. Yes. So anyway, I just throw that out there really quickly. You're going to have to run though, because they will, I know, just disappear. But it's just nice, isn't it, to build up your collection of back issues. And I'm sorry that we don't have more. I will have another look and see what other issues I can find. I know I've got some Christmas ones, and of course Christmas is coming. Somebody said to me, what is it? Is it something like 85 more sleeps until Christmas? Something like that. I'm going to have to work it out. Anyway, really nice to be with you today. Thank you for joining me in my studios. Victoria's saying, can I just buy one of those editions? The 3 are in a pack, and they may well have gone. But obviously, if you've got a duplicate, you might want to share it with a friend and pass it on. So these 3 all come together, but absolutely the current one you can buy just as a single if that's what you fancy doing. Or you could buy it for a friend and we'll post it to a friend if you like. I will be back with you on Friday. I'm going to be doing fish on Friday, and it's all part of Love British Food Week, which I started on Monday, and I'm an ambassador for Love British Food. So I'm going to be talking about some British fishes and other things. I've got another great offer. I can't quite remember what it is, but I know it's really good. So I hope you're with me. I will most likely be back on my farm on Friday. Farms on Friday, lots of Fs. So we're going to be feeling fabulous, aren't we? And I hope that you do for the rest of today. I shall leave you with that thought. Sending everybody lots of love. Thank you for being with me. Bye-bye.